welcome to the 2024 High Level Summit Speaker Reveal webinar. Wesley, I'm super excited to do this one. This is our third summit and for sure going to be bigger and better than ever.
Oh yeah, third, and we'll talk about it in here. But we were pushing capacity last year, and this will be we'll be full this time. Capacity. I think there's lots of good tidbits we'll drop there as we go through here. So excited.
Yeah, so we're going to be pushing like I think 1,000 people this year.
Yeah.
Let's hop into it. Before we do, we are going to be giving away 2 tickets to this year's events on this webinar. So
2 all-access tickets. So get in.
You want to scan this QR code right now to enter yourself into the drawing. And in a little bit, we will do our famous wheel of names. We'll spin that wheel. There are a couple of rules that Wesley will cover when we get to that portion of the show. But you can win 2 tickets today. So make sure that you scan the QR. We'll come back to the QR a couple of times before we get to the actual drawing. Okay, everybody can see it. Great. So 3, 2, 1, we're going to move on. But again, we'll come back to the QR. Hopefully everybody got a chance to
come back to it. We come back to it really quickly, actually, as you go through here, you'll see.
Oh, great. Jeff, I think everybody else can see the screen. So it might be something on your end. Go for a refresh there. If you're on your phone, you can go to summit.gohighlevel.com/giveaway. And maybe somebody could throw that in the chat for us for the folks that can't scan the QR. Okay, we are giving away 2 tickets today. Once again, there's the QR code and the URL. We'll come back to that in a bit. But let's talk a little bit about the summit. If you're new to the summit, if you haven't heard about it or been to one before, it really is a world-class event. And I think every year it gets better and better. This year we've got over 30 world-class speakers coming to speak. It's going to be 4 days this time. So it's actually plus a VIP plus day, right? So this is definitely the biggest summit we've done as far as content. And Wesley, you want to share just a little bit of history or thoughts from the previous 3?
Obviously, the first one happened with, it was a little bit tighter timeline, planning-wise, tickets and so forth. Last year was part of our big 5th year celebration, and then this is our 3rd year. We've been working on this for literally since as soon as the last one ended last October. And so there's a lot that's gone into it. And as you mentioned, we've added speakers, added content. I'm also excited what we've added on the developer side. So it's going to be awesome. Really excited for it.
Absolutely. Tons of speakers, tons of content. We do our famous sort of high level on the horizon roadmap reveal. So this is really an incredible opportunity to see what's coming in 2025 to high level. The folks in the room will be the first group of people that get to see, what we haven't shown to anybody yet. We sort of pull back the curtain, which is always a really fun session.
We get to see something like Varun last year. Remember, developers. That was the kind of the talk of the conference last year. After that, during the
absolutely, we'll probably drop a feature or 2 while we're there, which is always exciting. We've got our award ceremonies, which we're going to talk about later today, which are super fun and really one of our favorite parts of the whole event for sure. And then tons of food, drinks, having a good time, networking, partying, and we'll talk about that as well. Let's take a little look at some of what went down last year.
I've been to a ton of events over the last couple of years, and hands down, this high-level event is the best one of them all.
This is the community where everything's happening. It's gonna help you save money, it's gonna help you make money.
Just getting started and my mind's already blown.
So far I've heard ideas that are just gonna blow people away.
Get with it or get left behind. How about that?
Chasing fire. I'm chasing fire. You know I can't stop 'cause I don't know how. It's rolling, thunder's gonna shake the ground. I'm chasing fire. I'm chasing fire. And I'm never burning out.
awesome. It's great.
I love that video. Hopefully everybody got to hear it the second time around. I mean, I think it does an incredible job sort of showing the scope and scale of the event, right? The size of the room, the size of the stage, the lighting, the effects. I mean, at one point, like Hiley's flying around doing 360s around the room. Really just impressive production that gets put on all around. And of course, the neon night, Wesley. How would you describe that? Because I feel like it's an experience that you don't want to miss.
And it was an
I've
awesome
been
oh, there we go, sound again.
There we go.
Because it's a fully immersive experience, right? With the walls and everything. So I think whenever you're in there, in the lights and the fully immersive where the walls are all decorated and the video is projected all the way around, it just really makes it where you're part of it, not just an attendee, but you're actually part of the experience. So it was awesome.
Absolutely. If you haven't spoken with anybody who's been, if tons of people in the community have been, have amazing things to say about it. If you have questions or you want to validate what we're saying here, everybody just has a blast. And a large part of that is because of the venue. So let's talk a little bit about where we're hosting the event. It's at a historic, from what I understand, Wesley, you're a Texan. This is a pretty famous venue, right? Right in the heart of downtown Dallas.
Oh yes, and if you and we obviously we've had a lot of events here, so for those that have attended it before, know the uniqueness to the hotel. But it has a long history in Dallas. It also, whenever we're there, it becomes hotel high level. So we truly take over the entire venue from the minute you pull up out front, you walk in the doors, it becomes a wall to wall, floor to ceiling, high level experience. So it's awesome, but it has a long history. Even has a speakeasy, an old school speakeasy in the hotel.
That's right. And the speakeasy gets a lot of use during the event, I would say. Don't spend too much time down there because we do kick off early each day. But the venue itself is amazing. The hotel is super cool. It's got this really awesome rooftop bar. It's got the speakeasy in the basement. And then it has this really cool restaurant bar called Scout that has like a bowling alley in it and video games. And so we do a lot of networking there. There are multiple restaurants on site, a cafe. It really does add to the whole experience, the venue itself. And sadly, this will be the last year that we do the summit here because we have maxed its capacity. So I think this will be sort of a bittersweet year as far as the Statler and how well it served us.
We are at capacity, and I think everybody that's been to these events know that we use every inch of the entire venue. So we are sadly moving to a new location, which those attending will get first information on where and when for 25.
Nice. As Wesley said, we are maxing the hotel and we have already maxed the room block. So if you've purchased your ticket already, hopefully you got in on that special rate. But if you haven't gotten your ticket yet, don't worry. There's tons of hotels right around the Statler. You can see 4 that are really great here on the screen. It's all easily walkable. It's pretty confined downtown area if you've never been to Dallas. And there's just tons of bars and restaurants and everything in the area. So
and parking, someone asked about parking. There's lots of parking options really close to the hotel. So it's really inexpensive.
Yeah. Airports. There's actually 2 options, which I didn't know for quite some time. And when I found out about Love Field, I was like, are you guys kidding me? How's nobody told me about this? Because it's literally like 15 minutes from the Statler. So if you can fly into Love, I would highly recommend it. But if not, obviously there's Dallas Fort Worth, which, what would you say is like a 40-minute drive, depending on traffic? Maybe a little quicker.
Yeah, 30 to 40 minutes, depending on traffic when you come in. And kind of speaking of when you come in, I think it's important to be aware of, and we'll go through the agenda here, but we have our VIP plus tickets, our VIP tickets, and then our all access tickets. And as you mentioned, we are giving away 2 all access tickets here today on this call. So, but there are 3 different tickets. If you have the VIP plus ticket, make sure you arrive on October 20th by 5 p.m. And we'll kind of go through that here in a few minutes. So.
Cool. Yeah, let's hop into the agenda and walk through day by day what's gonna go down. So here's kind of an overview of the week, right, Wesley?
Correct. And if you look here on Monday, this is VIP Plus Day. So if you are, and we'll see this in a second, if you are a VIP Plus ticket holder, you'll need to arrive on Sunday because this day right here, it's a full day for VIP Plus ticket holders. All access and VIP tickets, regular VIP tickets can arrive and check in on Monday. But you'll see as we go through here, and then it finishes out the week on Friday, which is an affiliate day, and we'll talk about that here in a second.
I know we'll talk more specifically about the tickets, but are there still VIP Plus tickets left?
There are, yes, there are. Every ticket after so many tickets sold at each level, they do bump up to the next level. All three ticket levels are on the verge of bumping up to the next ticket level. So yes, there are tickets available. We've already sold well over half of the ticket number. So this will end up selling out in relatively short order as we work our way closer.
I see a good question here. If I have a ticket and I'd like to upgrade to VIP Plus, is that possible?
Yes, just make sure you can go to summit.gohighlevel.com and you can contact us and they'll connect with you about getting it upgraded.
All right, cool. So let's walk through the agenda. VIP Plus check-in day will be Sunday, the 20th. And basically come, check in, and then there is a special event for those VIP Plus ticket holders in the evening, right?
Right. Yeah. We're doing a special dinner, really cool dinner we have planned for anybody with a VIP Plus ticket that night. And the thing to understand about the VIP Plus, well, we'll be pushing 1,000 attendees for the event in total. The VIP Plus is limited to, there'll be 75, maybe 100 people in total in that particular group. So it's really focused on curating a more intimate experience for those types of individuals. So we'll have that special event on Sunday night, the 20th. Starts at 5 o'clock. So make sure you arrive before that and get checked in prior to that.
Awesome. And then on day one, it kicks off with another special event for the VIP Plus ticket holders.
Yeah, so what'll happen is if you have that VIP Plus ticket, we'll have breakfast in the morning that's provided, and then we will actually be boarding transportation. We have a very cool offsite activity and session planned we'll do a special call like this for any VIP Plus ticket holders, but we have a special guest speaker that's just speaking at that event. That'll be kind of cool. But that's an offsite event all day. Anybody with an all access or VIP ticket, regular VIP ticket, should arrive between 12 and 8:30 to get registered for the full event. And then we have our exhibitor hall that will open as well on Monday. So, and we'll go through exhibitors here in a second, but that exhibitor hall, once you get checked in, you have the opportunity to go and connect with exhibitors. And then all VIP Plus ticket holders will return back to the hotel for the 5 p.m. welcome event, which is open to VIP and VIP Plus tickets.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Day two on Tuesday is when we really kick off the content portion of the event, right? So VIP and VIP Plus, again, all those meals are taken care of. And then the sessions are going to kick off bright and early at 8.
Yeah, be ready. It's action packed. We'll go through speakers in a second. I'm really pumped on our opening session. So
Day 3, same thing. VIP and VIP Plus get breakfast together. I believe those are probably down in Scout, which they do a fantastic job with the food. Anybody who's been to one of our events can attest to that. And then we go back into
also
sessions.
this is where we have our panel and breakout sessions and so forth happening as well. So where we're in the process of defining these, where we're trying to, as much as possible, get them lined up within tracks. So where you can stick in a specific track, whether it be affiliate or SaaS. So we're massaging the final schedule on that now, but this is really turned into a really cool day.
Yeah, and like we said, we're obviously going to talk about the speakers at the event, but I think it is good to point out the structure of it, right? So there's the main ballroom, which is that huge room where the keynotes happen. And then we actually have breakout track rooms that hold about 100-ish type of, maybe a little more this time.
Yeah, depending on the room, 100 to 150, right?
Yeah, so it's pretty cool because at certain points during the event, you can sort of choose your own adventure. You can see who's speaking, what they're speaking about, and find a talk that's relevant to you and your journey and what you're doing with HighLevel. So it's really fun, and you get to see a variety of different speakers and talks and topics. So I really love the format, and then we all double back to the ballroom for the big keynotes, and so it's pretty cool how it all works. Then we flow into day 4. Again, those VIP folks get breakfast taken care of for them. And then we head into our sessions and our famous award show where we recognize folks for a variety of things that we'll talk about in a little bit more detail in a second here.
And what's really,
yeah,
and I apologize. What I think is really cool about the way we do our event is we're really trying to make it a celebration of our users, those on the platform. And that's why we end up having this award show, because it really is a way to celebrate those, whether it be affiliates or SaaSpreneurs, whoever it may be, for their accomplishments. So it's a really cool way. And then also I'm really pumped on our closing keynote. So we'll talk about that in a bit. But so Thursday, October 24th, really excited for it.
absolutely. And then this year, for the first time ever, we have another special day at the end here. Wesley, do you want to talk about what's going to go down on Affiliate Day?
Yeah, on the 25th, so the regular event ends on the 24th. And if you go back a slide real fast, Chase, you'll see it talks about we ask you not to plan on around 5 o'clock departure, because there's some stuff that's going on around that 2 o'clock time. We have our exhibitors open and so forth. So the event officially wraps on the 24th. And like I said, it's good to book flights out after 5 o'clock. You're good there. On Friday, the 25th, we have a special day that we've created for a select group of affiliates. This is an invite-only event. If you're wondering, how do I get invited to this? I'm an affiliate. Reach out to your affiliate manager. If you're not sure who that is, you can email affiliates@gohighlevel.com. But this is a private invite-only type of event. And I won't go into too much detail since it's a private invite-only event. But there's also—
I will say, though, sorry if I can jump in for a second. If you are serious and the light bulb has gone off about, wow, I should really, get more serious about this affiliate program. People are making a lot of money. You definitely want to be in this room, because you're going to be able to hang out with folks that are way ahead in the affiliate game, and they're very generous with their tips and their strategies. Yeah. So I would be there if you really want to ramp up your affiliate revenue, because that'll be the room to be in.
Yeah. But just reach out to your affiliate manager or email affiliates@gohighlevel.com if you have questions.
Hopefully everybody knows we pay 40% recurring lifetime commission, right? So it's definitely a lucrative program. If you haven't gotten started, it's really a no-brainer. Everybody with a HighLevel account is an affiliate. You don't even need a HighLevel account to be an affiliate. So yeah, if you're ready to get started, I would highly consider trying to get into this event. All right, we've got a last call for the giveaway. Last call. We'll hang out on this slide for a couple of seconds here. If you haven't scanned, please do. We're going to be doing that drawing in a couple of minutes. Again, we're giving away 2 all-access passes today in a couple of minutes from now.
And Chase, while we're letting people complete this, we've even seen a lot of SaaSpreneurs who have leveraged the affiliate program as their form of being a SaaSpreneur. So we've seen this a lot. This has really taken off, where they've created special snapshots and curated this experience for a specific niche. And instead of white labeling it, they're just doing it as an affiliate, so that they're still SaaSpreneur-ing, I guess, if that's the word, but they're leveraging that affiliate program. So that there's a lot to it if you have the opportunity to build that out. So stalling while we let everybody get in and register.
I like that. We should have loaded up some stats too. If I can recall from the last mastermind, we had crossed, I think, 70 million in total payouts across the board. Just incredible, the amount of commission that's made in the HighLevel affiliate program. Okay, we're going to move on. This is your last call to enter the drawing for those 2 free tickets. But before we get to the drawing, are we ready to meet this year's 2024 HighLevel Summit speakers?
Come on, give us some feedback here in the chats.
I see some heart bubbles popping up. That's what we like to see. Let's start it off with our panels. So if you haven't been to an event, we have keynote speakers, but then throughout the event, we also have some panels. So we'll have a handful of specialists in a couple of different topics. And let's meet some of them right now. Our first panel—
This goes along with the idea of we're trying to create tracks as much as possible. So whether it be SaaS or affiliate or just generic HighLevel related tracks. So I think you'll see this as we progress through these slides.
Absolutely. So without further ado, let's meet our SaaS panel speakers for this year's 2024 High Level Summit. Our very own Paulson Thomas will be hosting this track, and everybody that you see here is what we call, a top SaaSpreneur. They are white labeling HighLevel, and they have hundreds, if not thousands, of customers using HighLevel under their brands, right? These folks have built their own software companies on top of HighLevel under their own brands. And I think this is something that, especially if you're a marketer already, maybe you have an agency and you keep hearing about SaaS and you're like, okay, I don't really get what are we talking about here? This panel will be really illuminating for you. These folks are going to share how they've made that transition. Some folks came from outside the agency industry as just straight up internet entrepreneurs and have built huge businesses. But Paulson will have some really great questions lined up for them to really pull a lot of insights, especially around how they got started. And I think, it's fun, Wesley. You've been at the masterminds. Once the light bulb goes off, people really head off to the races.
Yeah, and I think the how they got started is an important part that's talked about, but also how they went from 1 to 10 or 10 to 50. I think that's the other part of it that a lot of questions get asked. And what's good is you have people like these individuals who have actually done it. They can actually speak to what they did to get their first or their 10th or their 50th.
Absolutely. And in all sorts of industries and all sorts of markets. I think it might be Sarah who is running hers in Australia. I mean, you're going to see a variety of ways that it's being done because, no two SaaSes are identical. And so I think there's just a ton to be gained from this session, especially if you're sort of ready to ramp up a SaaS
Well, then you have
arm
someone like
to
Alex,
business.
who's 500, 1,000 different customers, right? I mean, so a lot. So you have an all different scope and scale of the business journey.
Absolutely. Their stories are all incredible. And it's definitely going to be a panel that you don't want to miss if you're ready to ramp up your SaaS game. Okay, next up, we're going to check out a panel that's near and dear to my heart. This will be the third year that I've gotten to host the agency panel session. I come from the agency world, so it's always fun to sit down and sort of catch up on what the latest and greatest in the agency industry is.
I'm laughing here, Chase, because of you have to give I'm sorry to derail here. You have to give a quick little snippet about Matt Coffey. You have
Absolutely.
to give related here. It's a funny picture, but it's a funny story.
Absolutely. So Matt is actually, if you know me, if you've seen me speak, I usually reference the agency that I grew with Matt Coffey. We were partners and grew a 7-figure agency working with a variety of industries, mostly in the medical, and then we ended up niching down at med spa. But Matt is a real unique character. He's button up by day and rock star by night. And so he's going to be, for the first time on stage at a high level event, sharing his insights. So Matt and Jim have actually recently sold their agencies. So not only are we going to learn a lot about what, the latest and greatest tips and tricks of what's working and what's not, we're also going to have two people on the stage who have actually exited. And so I think there'll probably be a lot to learn from there. I talked to a lot of agency owners who are interested in sort of that end game. And so we'll have that experience on the stage as well.
But then also, like you mentioned, medical, but like Ashley, she's in home services. So you have lots of different niches that they're focused in as well.
Absolutely. Even Amanda, works in branding and all sorts of, I think collectively they represent all of the classic agency services. And so they'll really be able to speak to the whole encompassing world of that agency life.
Tony from Lawnline, right? So it's the full gamut.
Absolutely. All 7-figure agency owners. Going to be a lot to learn there. And I always enjoy getting to host that panel. So I'm looking forward to that one very much. Our third panel is all about the affiliate game. And so this stage is really full of heavy hitters, right? Everybody that you see on the screen here is within the top 100 of the affiliate program. And so, you can rest assured that their monthly recurring revenue is legit. And again, I think they all really go at it in pretty unique ways. Yeah. So there's a lot to learn from, how each one of them got started and then really were able to take off.
Well, and Pavel, for example, is somebody who, kind of like I mentioned a minute ago, he does a traditional SaaS, but he also does the affiliate side. So some people do both, and many of these we've had on for workshops because of the way they teach and share, which you mentioned earlier about how giving of their time our most successful affiliates are. So we've had many of these on for workshops. We just had James speak at our mastermind we just had. So it's a really, really strong group of affiliates.
You made a great point, and I get this question all the time. Hey, I'm struggling with the idea of whether I should go SaaS or affiliate. And multiple people on the screen right now do both. And so I think it's a great opportunity to hear from them and how they're able to run both of those in parallel. I think it's a lot easier than most people realize. So again, if you're ready to ramp up your affiliate revenue, you probably don't want to miss out on this panel. All right, next, we're heading into our breakout session speakers. Again, during the event, you'll have the opportunity to sort of choose your own adventure in those breakout rooms and find the topics that are most relevant to you. Topics are still TBD, but our speakers are locked down. So let's meet our first session.
Well, and one thing I do want to throw in here as we're building out this track, we've almost doubled the number
good point.
of speakers. So from last year to this year. So we're really trying to expand the breadth of content and options for attendees. So I think that's an important point to make here.
Absolutely. Some real heavy hitters, right? I'm sure some of these faces and names are familiar to you from stages across the world. I just saw Ken speak in Mexico, absolute branding genius, and a very funny guy. I'm sure his session will be very entertaining. Will Hurst is somebody who's spoken on our stages before. He's sort of a no nonsense, give it to you straight, successful agency owner, used to be gym owner, I think still is a gym owner, agency owner, and now SaaSpreneur award winner, hundreds, maybe thousands of sub accounts. That he's got now.
Same with Chris, in the karate dojo market. And so it's just really done some amazing things and built a really, really solid team.
Absolutely. I see a question in the comment that's pretty interesting. Is this program good for more than hundreds of thousands of customers? Absolutely. I mean, there are going to be some extremely heavy hitters in the room. We'll talk about a few of them in a minute. But yeah, you can rest assured that you'll be in company with folks at every level of business for sure. Let's take out the second
common question. We get that question a lot, right? I'm just getting started, or I have thousands and thousands and thousands of customers. With the sheer number of attendees, it's in the way we set it up. It's easy to kind of connect with those where they're on the same point of the journey as you, but also those either ahead or behind you. So it doesn't matter where you are, because the way this is set up, you can choose your own adventure in essence.
Which is so, Wesley, you talk a lot about this. The networking really is what you're coming for. And the environment is so fun and the community is so incredible that, like you said, you could be just getting started and you could be at one of the networking events hanging out right next to somebody who has 10,000 SaaS sub accounts, 100,000 SaaS sub accounts, and they're just going to be happy to share and hang out. And it's an incredible opportunity to really take your game to the next level, no matter where you're at.
And a real world example of that, I don't know if you remember this, but Will Hurst, the lady that was sitting next to Will Hurst, was just getting started, and Will Hurst with hundreds and hundreds of maybe pushing 1,000 accounts. Was able to share information with her. So it's an opportunity to learn from others, but also teach others.
Absolutely. Let's check out the second set. Like you mentioned, we have basically doubled the size of the breakouts this year, which I'm super excited about, because the topics are really going to be a wide variety. We know Qasim is going to drop some PPC knowledge. He's one of the world's greatest Google advertisers. He always has incredible insights to offer as well. Probably some familiar faces on the screen. Jim is an OG in the space, right, Wesley? I mean, you've been following his content for quite some time.
Right. Yeah, and I know him from back in the day when he used to wear Hawaiian shirts. So that was his kind of branding thing. But big on copywriting, big on AI. Excited to have him speaking at the event. So yeah, it's a great group here as well.
Ravi has built a huge community. So he's definitely going to talk about experience of sort of scaling and managing communities at scale. I'm sure Ruheen, super operationally minded. I would bet her topic will be around, for the integrators in the crowd.
Yeah,
And Stephanie, I know, is sort of a LinkedIn marketing genius. Is
truly.
she checks in on me every couple of months and asks why I'm not, active on LinkedIn. And so one of these times it'll be enough motivation to actually get started. But she's really a guru when it comes to LinkedIn marketing. So if that's something that you're interested in, you're going to want to check out her talk as well. Okay, so we've met our panelists, we've met our breakout speakers. Are we ready to meet our keynote speakers? We need to see some emojis in the chat. That was your cue. But before we do, what do you say we give away some tickets, Wesley?
I think that would be awesome. Giving away two. So we actually have two giveaways on this call. So this will be our first one. Then we have details on the second one at the end. So make sure you stay around to the end to hear the details around the final giveaway. This one, we're giving away two all access tickets to Summit. Two all access tickets to Summit. So make sure you're on the list. We're going to spin and pick the winners right here on the call. Right here on the call. We got people doing a drum roll. Okay, Mallory.
I'm still seeing names pop into the list. So stall for us for just another 30 seconds.
Should I tell a joke?
Please do.
So we have, wow, we really have the chats have kind of lit up here a bit, right? So our name's still flowing in. So what will happen, just so you guys know how this will work, is that we're going to share a spin wheel, and it's going to have everybody that's gets their name added onto this wheel. And so we'll share this spin wheel. Now, the key to get it to spin is we have to have everybody chanting, spin that wheel, spin that wheel, spin that wheel. You can chat it in there, spin that wheel, but that's what gets it going. And then the names will pop up. We'll pick one name first. We'll record that name down, and then we'll select another name, and then we'll follow up with you afterwards and make sure you have. Oh, we already have Corey saying spin the wheel here. So
I love it. All right. That counts. Love it. All the spin the wheels. All right, let me fire this up. I've got the
If you've
wheel
ever been at
open.
an event, put a little one in the chat if you've been at an event and done this with us live in person, where we're spinning it live in person. So okay, we got that coming through. Awesome.
All right.
All right,
here we go.
are.
We're gonna spin that
spinning.
wheel.
Who the first winner is?
3, 2, 1.
There we go. Let's go. No whammies. I love it, Jeff. Okay, let's see.
Is it gonna be Jonathan or Ian? Oh, Ian just squeaked it out.
Ian. All right.
Buenaventura.
Awesome. So we will follow up with
Congratulations.
you. Yeah, we will follow up with you after this with your Ian's like, oh my gosh, please tell me you win all the time, because we always see people say I never win. So let's spin it, give away the second one.
All right, let's do it. Ready? In 3, 2, 1.
Spin that wheel. Let's go. Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel. All right, let's go. All right, Larry, this could be you. Let's go.
Stacy Neal. Congratulations.
All right. Awesome. Okay, so we will follow up with you to make sure you get your all access tickets. That is great. Awesome, Stacy and Ian. Now, we have a second giveaway we'll be doing at the end. We'll be giving away the details on that at the end, so make sure you stick around and learn the story on that one. So, all right, back into the heart of it. That was a good little segue, I think.
Absolutely. All right. So let's meet our keynote speakers for the 2024 HighLevel Summit. It's probably no surprise our first one, because Mr. Billy Jean has graced the stage at each summit so far. This will be his third time, and that is for good reason. Billy is an absolute master of the stage, one of the most well-known marketers, successful marketers in the world. It might be worth the ticket price alone, to be honest. Like, I so look forward to his talks every year, because he just knocks it out of the park.
Well, and as soon as what I just love about it is the minute he takes the stage, there's no buildup, right? It's just full on from the second he steps on the stage. So I agree with you. I'm really excited to have him back. He brings the heat, and really, the stuff he teaches is so cutting edge. It's a lot on the AI side, and it's just really, really fascinating. We've had him on multiple workshops because it's so insightful and powerful. So super pumped to have him as our opening keynote for this. So I could not be more excited.
I can't wait. He's had such a huge year. I don't know if you all have seen his viral campaigns. I feel like he had two of them recently. One was like an Austin Powers where they like were going through the streets of San Diego doing the
That was
parade,
awesome.
everything incredible. And then did you
He
see the
won an
Grand Theft
award
Auto
for that.
one? Oh,
Did
really?
you? Yeah, the one with his car. You talking about where he went through there was into like the bar fight and all that.
That was the Grand Theft Auto one.
Yeah,
An
yeah.
unbelievable
Yeah.
campaign that they
Crazy.
put together. So I'm sure he'll be talking about some of that as well, and probably getting you involved in the crowd. Last year was very interactive session. So as always, we really can't wait to see Billie Jean take the stage. All right, let's meet our next keynote speaker, Mr. Cody Askins. So
Yes.
Cody has built a multi-million-dollar brand from scratch. He's empowered thousands of other folks to do the same. He's got a massive community, Wesley, the
Oh
8%
yeah.
Nation. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? It's pretty cool what
It's
he's been
just,
able to do.
I think everybody would think in their mind insurance is kind of boring, but what's really cool is that he's taken, that's his niche, that's where he's focused in at, and he's taken that and created this fun, vibrant, high energy culture in the insurance space. So it's really fascinating, and he's built up a massive business, a multi-million-dollar brand from truly from scratch. So I'm really excited to have him, and I think you'll see as he shares his story and what he does and how he goes about it, how you can apply it to your own business. So I'm really pumped to have him.
Absolutely. Incredible speaker, super passionate guy. What he does, they do a lot of huge events. So,
Yes. Yeah.
he's no stranger to the stage. He's definitely going to rock it. And like you said, if you can make an industry like insurance fun and exciting and build a huge community around that, I'm sure you're going to be able to take whatever he teaches and apply it to your industry, your
Yeah.
niche as well. So can't wait to see Cody Askins take the stage. Let's meet our next keynote speaker, Jasmine Starr. So
Yes.
she is a social media growth expert. And I think it's always important to sort of stay current on the trends and what's working with social media, right? So she's got a proven track record of turning social media into a magnet for engagement and growth. And she's walked the walk. I mean, she has really built her own personal brand up through primarily Instagram to, legit levels. And so,
Well, and there's a difference, I think, in beyond building a following and building a brand and then actually making that into a business. And which I think is what's fascinating. What she has done is really turned one plus one into three, right? So she's been able to really leverage it all to build a really significant business, which is, I think, is fascinating. And to your point, she's truly walked the walk.
100%. She and her team have worked with tons of brands to actually make money off of social media. I think that's a great point, right? I think social media can be spinning wheels for a lot of folks if it's not done right. And Jasmine's certainly going to share a wealth of knowledge of how you can actually do social media well in 2024, 2025.
Yeah.
I see some fans in the chat as well. So it's definitely going to be a great talk. We're not going to want to miss that one. Okay, let's meet our next keynote speaker, Mr. Dan Fleshman. Dan's story is pretty wild, right? So I'm just going to read down some of this stuff because it's so cool. He's spent more than $60 million on influencers and influencer marketing, which is pretty impressive. He's an investor in more than 43 companies. He's got a sports card shop called the Coffee Breakers, which is pretty cool. And he's a serial entrepreneur and is actually credited as the youngest founder of a publicly traded company.
Which is fascinating, right? I
Which
think it
is
was 19 or 20 or something
fascinating.
like that.
Yeah.
You know,
So Dan's story is just really exciting and incredible. He works on so many different things, as you'll see, the 43 different companies. But he's also really big on charity too, which I'm sure he'll talk about,
Yeah.
which is very cool.
Well, and
So,
kids, right? It's
yeah,
not just giving, but it's really kind of focused on youth and children and disadvantaged situations. So and the homeless. So if you kind of look at where his heart is, that backs up his actions. I think it's just that's backed up with his actions. It's a cool story, not only from being the youngest publicly traded to his focus and effort on the homeless and giving and supporting towards disadvantaged youth. I think is really, really cool.
absolutely. I think his talk is really going to resonate with folks, the digital entrepreneur crowd that'll be at the event. I think, he's got the card flipping community. I read he had a sneaker shop, online sneaker shop at one time. So his digital hustle game is very strong. And so that should be a talk to remember for sure.
Yeah. Well, and if you look at his circle right now, where he puts on some pretty large events, and it literally is, the who's who of events. So to go from where he was to the circle that he operates in is just pretty fascinating. So it's cool to have him as a keynote.
Absolutely. Can't wait to hear that talk.
Yeah.
All right, let's meet our next keynote speaker, Mr. Keala Kanai. So this is another really fascinating person that we're going to have on the stage. He went from working in a coffee shop to being a multimillionaire. He's generated over $90 million in sales in his career. And he's really just an online marketing mastermind. He really runs the gamut. And I think I'll be curious to see what his talk is, because he can speak to so many different areas of online marketing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is, I think what you'll see through this is that a lot of these people that we're really referencing, they've all walked the walk and talked the talk. It's not theory, and he's a good example where even from a standpoint of the customers that he brings into HighLevel have the highest conversion rate, have the highest stick rate. I mean, he just really supports his customers. He understands how to acquire and then get them going. So it's really cool to have him on stage. And so I'm just pumped about our group of keynotes overall. So
Absolutely. I see a
great
comment. Somebody said, "Oh, that guy's been in my email inbox hundreds of times." That means his nurture game is strong. And so I always respect somebody who's got a strong nurture game. And I'm sure he'll talk a little bit to that as well while he's on stage. All right, let's keep it moving. Our next keynote speaker is another one that you're not going to want to miss. Jen Gottlieb, who is an absolute personal branding expert. She's also a national best-selling author. She's a keynote speaker. And fun fact, she began her career on stage as a Broadway performer, which is fascinating but not surprising. She really gives a great talk.
You think about it, that kind of teaches you how to connect with the audience, how to be on stage in front of large groups of people. So makes sense.
Absolutely. I'm excited for the folks that are going to be in the audience that are really interested, trying, ready to build up their personal brand, which can be so powerful, right? And I think, Jen's insights there are really going to be something you don't want to miss if you are trying to build up your personal brand, learn more about branding in general in the modern era. And she's just a really great speaker as well. So,
well, and whenever you said she was a branding expert, I started to say, and then you said it before I started to say she wrote the book on it, and then you said a best-selling author, and I was like, okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, literally. I think she has a new book out as well, which hopefully she'll mention. But yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to learn a lot from her as well. She gives a great talk. If you haven't checked her out on YouTube, she's got a great channel as well. All right, we've got two more, I believe. Our next keynote speaker, Mr. Ryan Stewman, is a renowned sales trainer and entrepreneur. He's really known for a direct approach to sales and scaling businesses. He's successfully closed thousands of transactions totaling over $250 million in the past 19 years. He's currently involved in 63 companies, actively managing 5 day-to-day. And this is a pretty, I think, maybe the most impressive stat. Since 2018, more than 81,000 individuals have invested in his products and services. So that really goes to tell you, how successful he is as a mentor, as an instructor.
Well, and what I appreciate about him is he's to the point, and there are some trainers, speakers, coaches, however you want to refer to them, who are more in platitudes and in theory, where that's just not his style. So I think it's great to have him on the stage. If you're looking for somebody who has that direct approach, who has that command,
Great shooter.
yeah, straight shooter, but also drives excellence. If you look at everything that he's been a part of, it's all just really excelled. And so, if that's the type of individual that you align with, I think that's what you'll find interesting in him and appreciate with his sessions. So, super pumped to have him as one of our keynotes.
Absolutely. All right, it's time to introduce our final keynote speaker, who is actually going to be our closing keynote speaker, Mr. Ryan Dice.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Ryan Dice, we probably don't have to say much about him. He's, an OG when it comes to the world of online marketing. He's the founder of Digital Marketer and the Traffic and Conversion Summit, which we've been a part of over the years. We've met so many of you all there at those events. He started, launched, and scaled multiple 8, 9, and even 10-figure businesses. And he always stays at the forefront of online marketing. And so it's always a great talk because, he spends a lot of time staying at that forefront and, trying to see around the corner as to what's coming.
Well, and
Go ahead.
I was going to say, a lot of people who teach or coach marketing, as I referenced just a minute ago, we're looking at people who walk the walk, talk the talk. And this is another perfect example where even what they've turned into on the digital marketer side, where major corporations send their staff through their certification program, because what he teaches and what he talks through is what he's learned from the business they're running, whether it be in the survival space or in lots of different spaces that they're in beyond the marketing or local business space. So they have so much happening in so many different industries that they're able to synthesize that down into, okay, here's what's working now. Here's what's happening now. So I think that's why is able to communicate and stay at the forefront, because literally it has the pulse on it in so many different niches. So I'm glad
that's a
to have
great
him.
point. I mean, they sort of set the standard of the industry with the creation of Digital Marketer brand. He's a great guy. He's funny. He's super smart. He's very articulate, great presenter. He's going to bring down the house, I'm sure. And we're absolutely thrilled to have Ryan as the closing keynote speaker for this year.
Yeah.
So hopefully by now you agree that it is time you should get your ticket.
Yes.
As Wesley said, we're more than halfway sold out. We will definitely sell out well before the event. So procrastination is not a good idea if you know you want to be there. It really is the event of the HighLevel world and ecosystem.
Well, and the
so,
discounted tickets are almost sold out. Truly, I think there were like 4 left on one level. There were maybe 20 left on another. So because what happens is that as tickets sell, we have a budget we have to make. So as tickets sell, and we get closer to the event, they become a little bit more expensive. And so the current price of it, this will be going up in the coming days and weeks, because as we hit each level, so way before we sell out, the price of the ticket does go up, just so everybody knows, so there's no surprises as we walk our way through it.
All right, so let's keep rolling. We do have a couple more things to show you next, which is the exhibitors, which is actually awesome. To me, the exhibitor hall at a lot of events is kind of like, man, ours is like a whole community. It's really fun and interactive. I love looping through that area. It's always packed. We've got some shots here to kind of give you a sense of what that's like. But what I love, and I think you've mentioned this sort of theme, is that everybody that we get involved is not just an outsider trying to sell to marketers, right? These are folks that are involved in the HighLevel community. Most of these folks have already helped hundreds or thousands of high levelers in some way, shape, or form. And so it really is a chance to meet folks who can help you find shortcuts as far as growing your business with HighLevel. We've got another slide here where we can actually check out who's going to be there this year. We are thrilled to have our two platinum exhibitors this year, HL Pro Tools and Extendly, worked collectively with tens of thousands of high levelers, I'm sure, at this point, as well as just a huge list of fantastic members of the ecosystem, I would say, again, who have really, some of them have built add-ons, some of them have training programs, some of them help you get leads. You're definitely going to want to spend time getting to know all the folks in the exhibitor area.
Well, and to your point, all of these there's not like it's a law firm who has nothing to do with what we're about. One of the reasons the exhibitor hall is so packed and so many people are in there is because literally every exhibitor is about high level. Every exhibitor is about helping people in some form or fashion with their high level account. So, I mean, it's just literally a who's who list of exhibitors. So, I mean, you can gain a lot of value just from coming through the exhibitor hall.
That's right. Absolutely. And it's a blast. A bunch of great people. Excited to check out their setups this year. The booths are really fun.
They do bring a lot of fun little games and so forth to set
They
up,
do.
right?
Yeah, they do a great job. That's what I'm saying. It's a blast. Like normally I try to avoid the exhibitor hall of events, and this one you're going to want to hang out in.
The amount of giveaway items and so forth, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a blast. They know how to do it. Speaking of a blast, our award ceremonies are really super fun for us. It's so fun to see, especially, Wesley and I are involved in our mastermind events where a lot of folks are really just getting started. And then we get to see these folks take the stage, some of them less than a year later, because they've hit some of these milestones. So let's check out what awards we are going to be giving away this year, starting with our high-level affiliates, the coolest statue trophy ever created, in my opinion. The coveted
I wonder who is behind the creation of that.
the coveted Highly Award. These things are legit. They weigh a ton. They're actually made by the same people that made the MTV Moon Man, if you recall those from the MTV Music Awards. And these are for folks who have generated millions of dollars in the affiliate program. So it's a pretty prestigious award. And there are 3 levels to that. So it'll be exciting to see who takes the stage for those this year. Another affiliate award that's perhaps even more exciting for a lot of folks is the Supercharged SaaS program, where we give away the electric vehicle of your choice. And Wesley, I don't know, do you recall we had the stat at the mastermind? I think we're over.
I was thinking that myself. I was just trying to like, what was on that? Because it was part of the game that we did.
I think we've given away about 24 cars now.
That sounds right.
Including one electric golf cart. Mr. Rob Bailey opted for the electric golf cart for his beach house that he bought with his high-level affiliate commission. But it's been awesome. I mean, a lot of Teslas, some of the electric Porsches, I think we've probably given away electric Hummer or 2. But it's incredible. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, reach out to your affiliate manager. And you can learn more about what it takes to win one of those electric vehicles. But it's very cool. And so we'll celebrate those winners as well. I feel like that number really jumped up. I mean, we've been giving away cars left and right over the past 12 months. Next is the coveted SaaSpreneur Award. Again, you want to talk about legit awards that are, worth their weight. This baby is solid. And so it makes a presence when you hang it on the wall. This one celebrates folks who have had at least, well, let's talk about it. There are actually 3 different levels. The first one is gold, that you can achieve when you reach your 100th SaaS customer. This is our very first.
There's a few kind of criteria there. To your point, these are not a a feel-good award. There are some criteria, right? So to be eligible for these awards, you have to be on the 497 SaaS account, and your customers have to be SaaS recurring based customers. So when you see people with these awards, those are legit awards that they've really truly built a actual business that has customers paying them. This one is 100 minimum, paying them recurring each and every month while they're on that 497 plan. So it's not just 100 customers, it's 100 recurring customers is the minimum.
SaaS customers, absolutely connected to the system, right? We see the money flowing through the Stripe accounts. So as you said, there are some awards out there that you can be easily gamed, I would say. This is not. This is legit. You have to have the accounts in SaaS mode connected through Stripe. The next level of that is the Platinum Award. The Platinum is 500 SaaS sub accounts. At this point, you've got a really rocking SaaS business, right? And what's even more exciting is this year we're introducing a new one. Wesley, you want to tell us a little bit about?
Where's our drum rolls? This year we're introducing the Diamond, which is a minimum of 1,000 SaaS customers. So we're rolling this one out. We're really excited about this award. So this is where you'll start to see people separate from the herd as that group. We got some celebrations happening here in the Zoom. Yeah, this will be 1,000. We're introducing it at Summit this year.
I can't wait to see who wins this one. I mean, that's legit. I mean, at this point, you're competing with some serious folks out there in the industry, and so it's going to be really exciting to see these folks receive the diamond for the first time.
I mean, you got just do the math. You've got someone $500 a month or whatever it may be. You got 1,000 of those. That's a legit business.
Heck yeah, it is. All right, let's pivot into what a lot of people think is, again, worth the ticket alone, the open office hours. So we actually bring folks from our dev team, from our support team. They hang out in the open office hours room, and you can literally drop in with your laptop, crack it open, and hop into your account and knock out whatever it is you'd like to work on with us there live at the event. And Wesley really boosted the numbers this year, right?
Yeah, I was going to say we've doubled the number of dev people that we'll have there. So, and I think this is one of the most underrated parts of any of our live events is the ability to walk in, sit down with one of our dev guys, open up your laptop and say, "Hey, here's the trouble I'm having," or "Hey, here's what I'm trying to build." So the fact that we have this, it's free. You just walk in there and sit down with somebody and get some one-on-one help like that is just really, really powerful. So I think it's one of the most underrated, but anybody who goes through it is like, oh gosh, this was worth the ticket alone just for that one-on-one experience.
It's absolutely super useful and fun to meet the dev team, the folks that actually build the magic behind the scenes and get to hang out with them. It's always fun. I see people really excited about getting to hang out with and meet the dev team, the guys that are actually, guys and girls, I should say, that are there writing the code that we all use every day to power our businesses. So open office hours, definitely underrated. Could be worth the price of your ticket alone. Of course, we can't wrap up without talking about parties. The parties at the summit are really next level. You saw in the video the neon night party. That is like unforgettable in my opinion, and that's just one of the nights. So you can rest assured that if you're looking to have a good time, we will deliver a variety of themes and activities. If you think you have foosball game, if we have a foosball table at one of these, I'd happy to see you there at the table. Ping pong, perhaps. We've got special parties for VIP as well. So again, if you've got that VIP plus or the VIP ticket, you're going to get into some areas that the majority of the attendees will not be able to, which is fun, right? You get to mingle with sort of a lot of the who's who in the high level community, including SVR. Sean, Robin, and Varun, they're required to spend a lot of time in the VIP areas. So you get to rub shoulders with them and pick their brains. They're always super happy.
I know you use that term required kind of jokingly because it's funny because when they attend events, it's hard to get them to step away from talking to customers to get for other things they have to do because it's truly, I think that's what powers them. That's what gets them juiced up is talking to customers and learning how they're using it, what they're using it. So it's cool to have co-founders that are that connected to the actual user.
Absolutely. But we'll make sure that they're there at the VIP parties. Like you said, we do typically have to drag them away, but you hear this all the time, right? I've never been to an event where I actually got to hang out with the founder, the co-founder, the CEO of such a large company, and they're really down to earth guys, and they do want your feedback. They want to hear where you're at in your journey. And so in the VIP rooms, it's obviously a much smaller crowd, so you get more time with them for sure. Just a couple more photos of the fun that goes down. I'm talking like 15-foot robots that are dancing around.
And we try to mix it up a little bit year over year to keep it new and fresh. And so these are some pictures from last year. There are some things that we try to keep as a staple and as a surprise. So let's not give them too many advanced secrets.
Yeah, and I don't even know, to be honest, but hopefully we'll have another neon night, because it is fantastic, and as you can see, it's pretty visually unforgettable for sure. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the specifics of the tickets. Wesley, I'm going to hand it over to you to sort of break down the differences here.
Yeah, so we do have as I mentioned, kind of at the start of the call, we do have the 3 different levels. Our all access ticket, that's our main ticket, where most attendees will be at this level. That gives you access to all of the sessions. It gives you access to the ballroom, the keynotes. You can see the list of items here. As you go across, it looks like a lot of items, because it truly is a lot. We do try to provide a lot for all of our attendees. When you get to the VIP ticket, those are individuals that will be sitting towards the front of the room. There are fewer VIP and even fewer VIP plus tickets as you go across on your screen. But the VIP ticket gets you closer to the front of the seating. It also gives you the open bar. It gives you your meals. There's some other special sessions, special parties that are included and so forth. So depending on kind of where you are, where you want to sit, if you want to try to sort out breakfast, lunch, dinner, and so forth, it's something that makes it a lot easier. So that's the VIP. And then the VIP plus, though, you get everything from the other ones, but you get the most premium seating, number 1. You get entrance into the ballroom first, number 2. But then also you get that extra day. So you'll actually check in a day earlier than everybody else. We'll go off-site for that entire day. We'll have that off-site event with that special speaker that's just for this session. That will be a much more intimate type of group. So the reason why we don't have the pricing on here is because as tickets sell, the price of the ticket will bounce up. So depending on when you're watching this, the ticket price could be different. So you can go to summit.gohighlevel.com to see what the price is right this second. Summit.gohighlevel.com, and choose the option that's best for you. So
I'm excited for that VIP plus. I don't know anything about the offsite, and I don't know who the VIP plus speaker is. So I'm like just excited as everybody else watching to find out what's going down on that new day. Again, first time we've ever done the VIP plus day. So
and we have that extra private dinner the night prior. So it's really a unique opportunity to really hang out with some of the who's who within the community. Really a more intimate type setting. So it's a great chance to network and connect with others that are doing big things within HighLevel.
So we
always sell out. We always sell
good
out.
at keeping secrets here.
We always sell out, just so everybody is aware. And if you attended Summit last year, you guys know this is how this works. So all of this will end up selling out. And we will end up having.
And that's not a marketing ploy. Every year this happens, and it's like heartbreaking. People fly in and just show up thinking, oh, for sure, I'll be able to get a ticket when I get there, or they'll let me in, and you get turned away. Like the fire marshal,
yeah,
not us. And it really is heartbreaking to see. So it will sell out. That's not like a marketing tactic. If you want to come, you should get your tickets as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about our second giveaway, which actually won't happen on this call, but it will involve some awesome swag. So Wesley, what are we giving away next?
So anybody who gets a ticket from today through Sunday night, we're going to be giving away 3 swag vouchers. So which is why we bring the swag section up here. So we'll be giving out 3 swag vouchers, what we call swag bucks. for $50. So if you go to the next screen, you can see we're introducing some really cool swag this year. So you'll be able to get these at Summit. There might be somebody who wants to come simply because of the Sasspreneur for the dog, Sasspreneur. But we'll have some cool swag there. We'll be giving away on Monday. We'll do an announcement on Monday. We'll pick from 3 people who buy a ticket from today through Sunday night. We'll do a drawing and we'll announce on Monday those 3 winners. But we have some cool swag coming out, and I know which one. I bet Chase is your favorite.
Oh man, you know what? I really love the future high level of that baby Hiley. I think that is so cool. But the
Okay.
Sasspawner is pretty awesome. That was pretty creative from the team, I have to
I
say.
thought you were going to go with Howdy because of how you started out the call.
Oh, true. Yeah. That one's great as well. And I mean, Rave Hiley, come on, that guy's just awesome.
What about the Sean coming at you?
That's funny. If you're in on the joke, the folks who are in on that joke, it's hilarious, and I think we're going to sell a lot of those, which is is going to be pretty funny. But to reiterate, if you purchase your ticket from now until Monday, you're entered to win these one of the 3 swag bucks for $50. So that's how you can enter that one if you get your ticket between now. Wait, if you already have your ticket, are you entered, or only folks that buy between now
From today, because if they have it earlier, then they got a much lower price ticket.
Gotcha. They already won. They're already winners.
They're already
Okay.
winners.
Cool. All right. So if you do get your ticket between now and Monday, you'll be entered to win $50 in swag bucks. And again, yeah, we've got fresh new swag at the event. We do have a full swag store at the event, which is pretty cool. We've got all sorts of different stuff. But this year, these are the new additions for the first time. All right. I think we're coming around the corner here. We just covered that. 3 winners are going to be determined on Monday. So we'll reach out and let everybody know who won those. And we'll just wrap it up with the QR code one more time. We'd love to see you there. Again, it will sell out pretty quickly. We're already over the halfway point, and this is really when it starts going fast. So if you can join us in Dallas, please do.
This is our last year in Dallas because we are maxed out capacity. That's the other thing, is that we just can't even add more capacity to the facility. So anybody who's been there before knows that we're filling the room. So but this is our last year. So we do have a new venue for 25. So stay tuned. Now, one thing I do want to plug also, on day 3, on the last day, we do announce and give a sneak peek into the next year. So you want to make sure you stick around, because that's the opportunity to get the tickets at the lowest possible price. So make sure you're there before through the end, so you learn about the next year. But we will run out of space, physical space, in this hotel. So
it's going to be a little bittersweet, but hopefully you can be there with us to close down the Statler. It's been an incredible run, and we're going to go out with a bang. That's for sure. So I hope you can join us. It really is a special event. We talk, it gets talked about all year round until the next event. Again, if you have any doubts, just ask in the community, and you'll hear the real scoop. But yeah, we hope you can be there, and we'll be in touch on Monday to let you all know who won those 3 $50 swag bucks. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We will see you soon.